All right, this video is about who is it that's targeting targeted individuals. If you talk to targeted individuals, you will hear a lot of different, a lot of different people. Supposedly, somehow your friends and family are in on it. Let's see, who else? Oh, your neighbors are doing it. Um, the government is another one that's supposedly behind it all, but the reality is much different. The actual name of the group that's targeting targeted individuals is known as the Order of the Perfect. The Order of the Perfect cannot be found by Googling or search engines won't turn up any results on the Order of the Perfect because they are an active covert cult. It is a global cult. That's why targeted individuals are found in every country. And the cult is basically the ruling regime of the world. They use covert technology to control everyone's minds using AMS mind control. The way that works is a computer with an AI is connected to a system that can transmit the same frequencies as your brain. Your brain isn't controlled without your knowledge, and you go on to say, no way, none of that is true, and it's all impossible. For me, it's a completely scary cult situation where the cult uses mental issues as the cover up reason for their activities. This is how it is done. Let's see. The people who really targeted individuals, the Order of the Perfect, a global cult that's behind everything. Um, They are the person in charge considers himself the king. That's the name that's been provided to me. There's also the prince and the princess. I haven't heard anything about a queen or anything like that. But these people are ruling the world covertly using AIMS mind control. Unfortunately, um, they also have ASPD, so it's a horrible cult situation. The people with ASPD, although they are no longer attacking me, the people with ASPD, and they've admitted that they want to recover from ASPD and are taking actions now to recover from the ASPD that affects them as they rule the world covertly in a global cult known as the Order of the Perfect. It's not your neighbors, it's not your friends or people who used to be your friends, but I can tell you how that works. The way it works is the computer controls the people around you to become your enemy. Doesn't matter if they loved you your entire life and it makes no sense whatsoever, and they suddenly become your nemesis. That's how it works for targeted individuals. Most targeted individuals don't know. Well, for me, I got targeted when I was in 2005, so it's been 20 years of targeting for me. I've actually decided to become the gang stalker's friend. I understand that they suffer from a severe mental illness. I don't wish the death penalty on somebody with a severe mental illness. It's like when the disabled kid with mental issues lashes out at people. It's not you should get, and even if they harm somebody severely, they don't deserve the death penalty. They deserve assistance, mental health assistance. That is what people with ASPD need. Now, they have to have gone far enough down the line of ASPD to realize that ASPD is not the solution. It's not a battle against the gang stalkers. It's a battle against the gang stalkers ASPD. Um, so I haven't made a video in a long time, or it's been a little bit. I try not to make a whole bunch of videos just because everyone's living in a AI mass mind control. To me, it's not really a big deal. Um, Although everybody points their finger at me and tells me I have schizophrenia when I try to talk about it with anybody. It's a total cult. If you want to, I mean, and that's total cult. Like I am basically beat down into a corner and reminded that everything I know to be true is false on a daily basis. Completely cult stuff. The name of the organization again is an Illuminati cult that calls themselves the Order of the Perfect. Um, they use advanced weaponry as far as lasers, nanotechnologies. These are the things that I've experienced over the 20 years of being a targeted individual. Lasers. I've been shot with lasers twice. I do have a mark on the left side of my head from the first laser attack. Nanotechnologies. I have felt technologies going inside my body, and I've also experienced intracranial and interbody cavity attacks from the nanotechnologies. And then AI mass mind control. Everyone around you, this is as far as the psychological aspect of being a targeted individual. Everyone, even your most loved and dear, like your parents that loved you their whole life, all of a sudden are just rude and mean and cruel to you for no reason. Well, there is a reason. The reason is they're being AMS mind controlled. So it's been a 6 minute, but that's who it is. It's not the government. It's not your friends. It's not your family. It's a cult of people with a severe case of ASPD. Like I said, I decided to become their friend because I recognized the ASPD about them. Um, I'm trying to think of other examples. It's like when somebody is an amputee and they're walking around with their leg cut off. You recognize that about them. You recognize that they are an amputee and maybe they need extra somebody to hold the door for them or something. I don't know. But that's the whole point. It's the same thing with ASPD. You recognize the ASPD about the person and you know that there's nothing that they can do about it. They couldn't have prevented from doing 9/11 or the Holocaust or all those things because of their severe case of ASPD. But there is hope because they are telling me that they want to recover from ASPD. They're seeking help. They have advanced technological, psychological control over their minds. So they should be able to find a way out of having ASPD and then control the world in a healthy manner. Other things the gang stalkers have said is they're embarrassed that they've gone that far with the technology is to control everyone's minds and be into everyone's business all the time and actually create everyone's business using their technology. They're a little embarrassed that the ASPD has caused them to act so brashly and become so involved in lives of other people. But they are the ruling regime in the world. It is Illuminati. The Order of the Perfect is the name of the cult that rules the world. Um, Now I know that you most likely won't be able to believe me, but I'm not making it up. But that's what makes it a cult situation for me is that no one believes me. I'm completely on my own. You know, I'm I basically have to figure it out for myself, and I am. That's the thing. I believe that I've been engaging in a bunch of clinical psychological therapies for these people. Laughter, humor, good times, positive feelings, a sense of comfort, a sense of enjoyment of life, a sense of not fear that the world is a horrible place full of cruel and angry people that just want to mass murder because it isn't. But to me, ASPD is a community mental issue disorder. Well, it's a mental issue known as a disorder. ASPD, antisocial personality disorder. Um, I was saying something, but now I've completely forgot. I was kind of important too. That's all right. Um, oh yeah, clinical behavioral therapies. Laughing, having a good time. Oh, that's what I was saying. Because people with ASPD, their parent didn't love them and not even not just to the point of ignorance, but the point of neglect and harm. People with ASPD are taught ASPD, but they also there's a genetic potential to. Oh yeah, it's a community issue. To me, ASPD is a community issue. The community needs to be informed about ASPD. It needs to be informed about how to identify people with ASPD, and it needs to be informed on how to help those people back to a state of general positive health. I know that gang stalker or targeted individuals, this is kind of my message to targeted individuals: forgive, forgive, forgive. It's all ASPD causing these gang stalkers to behave in this brash and aggressive manner. You just need to forgive them for what they've done and wish them better health in the future. If there's ways that you can assist them, like for me, I have a very close interaction with the cult, the Order of the Perfect, the cult that controls the world. I have a close interaction due to an implant that I have where they communicate with me directly. It's like a telephone. It's an intracranial telephone. I have an intracranial telephone, so I talk to them whenever I feel like it. But lately they've been pretty quiet, and I've been pretty quiet. But it's still like I'm hoping that they recover from ASPD. I don't feel like it's forgive them if you can. Usually they don't kill; they just cause pain and psychological trauma and that kind of thing. Um, but if you can forgive the gang stalkers, because I can't hold them responsible. Yeah, understanding ASPD on such a level to where that that person, had they had the chance to not have ASPD, they would have taken it. They don't, they're not happy that they have ASPD. They don't. Well, they might pretend to be happy or act like it, but it's unfortunate that ASPD is a very pervasive and overwhelming disorder. Um, if you've ever interacted with gang stalkers, you would be able to recognize the ASPD. It's like, what's wrong with you? Oh, ASPD. Oh, okay. At least I understand. But um, yeah, because it's basically about the Jakatu and Klaatu, as well as the Atos Cross. And the is asking us, if you ask us, if asking us, if you ask us, it's really about healing ASPD. If we can all continue to, you know, not be aggressive and violent towards the gang stalkers, identify their ASPD behaviors and help them out of psychologically thinking in an ASPDistic manner. It's the only way the world's going to get better. A lot of people go on a lot of crusades for a lot of reasons, but this is the only one that actually matters. The global royalty secret cult that perpetrates gang stalking, known as the Order of the Perfect, the leader of that group has a very bad case of ASPD, and we all need to help him. I would say pray, but I'm not religious. We all need to engage with him and his family in a manner that reassures him he is safe from us. But the question is, are we safe from his ASPD? Because it's reassuring to the mind when you are not a reactionary aggressive to somebody with gang stalking. It reassures their mind that they're safe on this earth, and they just have to continue to live it out in a safe and comfortable environment after what gang stalkers have experienced earlier in their lifetimes, leading to their bad case of ASPD. It's better that they don't have to relive those realities. It might be normal for them, or it might be what they expect, but it's best that gang stalkers um don't go through that, and instead you continue to talk to them, continue to basically be a good Samaritan. This is, if you're a targeted individual, try to be a good Samaritan, try to help the people with ASPD. If they say you're an insult word or whatever, well, actually, no, you have ASPD. That's the problem. The problem isn't me. It's not the next targeted individual. There's nothing wrong with any of us. It's the stalkers. They have ASPD. So, and we got to continue to work to heal that ASPD in the world, because these people have placed themselves in charge of everyone for as long as they would like to be that in that position. And so the only hope to save the day is to help the King's ASPD go away. And then with that, hopefully that answers the question of who targets targeted individuals. It's a secret global cult that global royalty, basically. It's a secret global cult with global royalty that controls everything using AMS mind control. It's why, it's why when I try to tell somebody it's AMS mind control instead of your neighbors, because it's not your neighbors, especially if you live in low income. This is high tech. This is billions to trillions of dollars worth of advanced military technologies being used on one person. And somebody might say, why are you worth that? Well, they're not actually spending it because they have it. They have as much as they want of everything. But that's why it's, plus it's a fun ride. Like I was saying, I mean, the only difference between living in a free society and living under ANOS mind control is the chance that the global regime might target you, and there's no way out of it. Everyone's going to eventually say you have psychological issues. It's a complete cult scenario. And even after watching this video, listening to this video, still people will most likely be controlled to say, no, none of that is true. I do what I want. And the plethora of statements that I've heard out of people's mouths, but they aren't controlled, because I always say, well, what if people were controlled? Would you want to do X? But hopefully I've answered your question about who is it targeting targeted individuals. They're above government. They're above the law. They're above everything. It is a global royal cult, a cult led by global royalty. They rule with technology. And the only hope that we can all hope is that we can help the king and his family recover from ASPD. So if you're a targeted individual, once again, forgive. Try to offer assistance with the ASPD by talking about the ASPD. When somebody says something offensive, they're like, no, you said that because you have ASPD. It's not me. It's your ASPD. It's not me. It's not you. It's not me. It's ASPD. So hopefully, let's continue to help with the King's ASPD. And then the world can become a better place. But and it really is the community. It's going to take a community effort. We really need to make an effort to help the king and his family with their ASPD, like a good Samaritan would when you find somebody in a state of poor health. Seek to assist them into a state of better health so that we can all go on together. And I think I'm going to end there. Thank you for watching my video. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them in the comment section below.